Hey guys, and welcome. And you guys obviously know that I'm away today, but I did want to put a little video up, and from the video instruction you'll be able to go along and mark out your project today. And like I talked to you last week, we're making this sushi frame holder, and when you go to home ec you'll be able to use it there to help you make the sushi. Okay, so today you'll have that instruction book in front of you, and you'll also have my piece of timber that I've marked out in front of you as well, that you could use that to copy. Okay, so you've got the whole period to do this, so there's no rush to do it. Make sure everything is really precise. Okay, today you can use hand tools. I don't really mind you using that. Mr. Taylor's going to look after you. Definitely not, you're not going to use any power tools, but okay. So no power tools, but hand tools. And I'm saying that in the way of, I suppose I'm trusting that you pack up after yourself and clean up the workshop and do the right thing. It's been a bit of a privilege that I'm actually, a bit of a risk maybe, that I'm actually letting you guys do this, okay? I'm just going to tilt my screen down so that you can actually see. There it is there. Try and organise this a bit better so you can see the actual piece of timber in front of you. Now what you need, what I've got tri-square, I've got a rule off the rack, and we're going to start off by marking our pieces. Okay, so step one, I've gone and selected a bit of timber that I needed. I've already chopped these for you. They're 900mm long, 42mm wide and 12mm thick. Okay. With the tri-square, I always come in and I mark off, so I'm not sure if my screen went black there, and I mark off a little bit off the end. So I come in about 1 centimetre. With my tri-square, thumb behind the butt of the tri-square, my other 3 fingers are pulling into the edge of the timber, and my pointy finger pushing down on the blade. And I come in about 1 centimetre. It doesn't have to be exactly to be. This bit we're going to throw off and put in the bin, but it just needs a little bit of waste there. We don't know if that edge is nice or square or anything, so we'll cut that off later on and we'll sand it. Now the first piece that we're going to use, mark out as one of the sides of the sushi frame, and it needs to be exactly 220mm long. So I've put the rule 220, and at the other end I can mark that with my tri-square, and that's my first piece done. Tri-square that line through here. Now before I cut it, before I go any further, I'm going to write my name on this piece and all my other pieces as I go along. Now we need 2 of these sides, so we basically start the process again. Come across about 1 centimetre, tri-square a line, mark it clearly as waste, nice and neatly. This is the bit that's going to go in the bin. And then from that new line that we just created, I tilt it forward, that new line that we just created, we mark off our second piece, and again it's exactly 220mm long. You're going to have plenty of timber there. Now, after I do this one, probably be a good idea for you guys to pause the video. I'm not sure if you're watching this individually on your iPads or if you're watching it together as a class, but let's pause the video there, and then you guys can go ahead, go get your rulers, go get your tri-squares, go get your piece of timber, mark out those 2 bits 220mm long, and before we go any further, let's check that those lines are at 90 degrees. Even roll your tri-square around this way, check back this way, and also at the top of the line, in between, make sure they're exactly 220. At the bottom of the line, check that they're 220. Okay, so let's pause the video there, and we'll come back in a second. Okay, welcome back again. The video is still really rolling. So we've just got to mark out our next 2 pieces. It's exactly the same process as what we've done before. Thumb behind the tri-square, 3 fingers pulling in, pointy finger pushing down the blade. We're going to come off about 1 centimetre. We're going to mark that as being waste, and these are going to be our end bits. They don't They're not as long, they're only 54 millimeters long, but it's super important that that length is correct. Okay, this project is sort of all about accuracy, and for your sushi frame to actually work, we need to make sure that these measurements are spot on. Not 55 millimeters, not 53 millimeters, it's got to be exactly 54 millimeters. While I was talking there, I sort of went ahead and I sort of, you can see that I've marked out 2 of them. And again, I'm going to write my name on both of my bits, because shortly we're going to cut them, and I don't want to sort of get them mixed up with anyone else's. Okay, I've still got plenty of timber left over here on my stock. Okay, there's one more piece that we need. We'll continue marking this out. Maybe before we do, let's pause the video again and mark out these 2 short bits. After you mark them out, maybe just get a friend at this stage to check all your lines are square on this way. Tri-square, move your tri-square over, check, get them to check them there that way. And in between the lines, check that they're exactly 54 at the top and at the bottom. Yeah? Our next piece that we've got to mark out is, just move that along. So here's my last line that I've just drawn. I'm going to measure across 195 mil. Okay, this is going to become the handle later on, and the handle sort of pushes down the sushi in the sushi frame. Okay, so that's going to become the handle. Write my name on that one. Now, if we've done this correctly, okay, if we've done this correctly, there should be a heap of waste here. Okay, that's going to, I was going to say go in the bin, but maybe we could put that in the recycling section, and we sort of recycle that a little bit. Okay, now from here we're going to chop out each of our pieces. Okay, just remember it's a bit hard to sort of demonstrate this on the video. I'll try and hold it back, but underneath your benches are the bench hooks. Okay, and they, if you remember, unwind your vise here, unwind your vise, put the bench hook inside your vise, do the vise up, and then I'm going to try and successfully film this. We're going to use a tenon saw. I'm just going to move the camera there a little bit. We're going to saw these off, and just focus on, I'll just tilt it down with the 10, just focus on trying to get, I'm going to just stop and move the camera around a little bit here, that might be a bit better, I'm not really sure. When I saw, I don't want to saw my laptop, I want to saw not on the line, I'm going to saw about 1 or 2 millimeters away from the line. The more confident I suppose that I get when I'm sawing, the closer I can get to the line. And if I leave a millimetre or 2 there, I can later go to the sander, not today because you're not allowed to use machines, but I can later go to the sander and I can sand up to that line. With the saw, you're never going to leave a nice, perfect sort of edge. Okay? And I'm not going to saw them all off. Okay? I think you're sort of getting the message. As we move these along here like this, but I'm going to put my saw midway in between these 2 lines. Notice how I push my finger up to the blade like that. Okay, what I'm kind of just pushing my finger up to the blade. That helps me to start sawing. Not putting my finger underneath the blade, it's on the side of the blade. I'm pushing it up against it, and that prevents the saw sort of going all over the work. Okay, so let's hit the space bar again. I'm going to saw in between those 2 lines. I've got 3 fingers inside the handle of the saw. I've got my pointy finger running down the spline of the saw, and my thumb is wrapped around the back. And I think in the past we've called this the pistol grip, like I'm going to hold up a service station or something. And we saw all the way through. Front tooth right through to the back tooth of the saw, using the whole length of the saw, and not, okay, if you push too hard on the saw, you're going to find that you'll kind of start doing this one. And it's nice and softly, take your time, and saw all the way through, don't snap, don't get halfway through and try and snap it, or 3/4 of the way through. Make sure you saw, and that's the idea of the bench hook, so you saw into the bench hooks. And you're going to end up with 5 pieces like this, okay? Easy? Now, when you do get to the, I have to do this, when you do get to that one that was 195 millimeters long, the handle, I'm just going to quickly get mine. Okay, I'm going to chop that off. I should have really done this one first. Take that away. This is going to become the handle bit that pushes the sushi down in the frame. Okay. At the moment, it's 195 by 42 millimeters wide, 12 millimeters thick. Okay. I only want it to be, instead of 42 millimeters thick, I only want it to be 20 millimeters wide. Sorry, 42 millimeters thick. I want it 20 millimeters wide. Excuse me, I just had to find my pencil there. What I'm going to do, on one of my edges, I'm going to mark down 20 mil. On the other end, I'm going to mark in 20 mil. And just keep remembering, you can pause the video whenever you like. You can go away while the video is paused and you can do a little bit of work. When you're ready, you can come back and push play again and watch the next step. Pause the video and do it like that. If you need to watch it again, hit the reverse button a little bit and we can rewind the video, watch the step again. Okay? 20 millimeters is the bit that we want to keep, the bottom bit. The other piece we're going to throw, or we're going to plane away, and that's all going to go in the bin. Okay, I'm going to put this in the vise carefully. You might find it easier with the line facing towards you, but I've done it that way so the camera can sort of see it. Okay, and I'm going to get my hand plane, stand behind my work. Do that one. And I'm going to use the hand plane to sort of slowly cut down to that line. I expect that this is going to take you guys maybe 5 minutes to sort of slowly plane away back and forth and neatly come down to that line. The trick is to get your line that you want to come down to horizontal to the floor. Okay, and then when you're planing it, you come down nice and neatly. If you have your work on an angle, obviously it's going to plane on an angle that you don't really want, okay? Now that's all you can do today, but I hope you can be nice to Mr. Taylor for the rest of the day and get all that done. Pack up after yourself, take your time doing it, okay? And then I've got a second activity organised for you once you've done it, okay? Alright then, thank you guys for listening and I'm looking forward to seeing you next week. Bye bye.